And I think this is the first time I'm ever going to say this line. We're back.
We're back. Once again. Welcome to episode. We can't market the episodes.
No, I don't even know what
in the
number
next
that
few
is.
weeks, you guys will see it come through.
I'm going to guess 29.
Ish.
29?
It's
Yeah.
28 or 29.
Yeah, 29 comes
Yeah.
after 28 and
Yeah.
before 30. But here on the Margins podcast, we talk about books, the ones that leave a mark, start a conversation, and stay with you long after the last page.
Mm-hmm.
As always, to our millions and millions of listeners, my name's Stranton.
Cristiano.
Today we have I always say treat, but I'm not going to say that. Today we have a gift. We have a real gift. We're back in the dungeon, and not the one that you guys are used to. This week we return to Matt Dinniman's wild lit RPG universe with Carl's Doomsday scenario, the third book of the dungeon crawler Carl saga. The rules are bigger, the city is alive, and Carl and Princess Donut face a world where every move is broadcast. The stakes, only fate of the dungeon itself. Oh, book 2
It's book 2
of D.
Bro,
is the best. My guess. I hear them, so we better get them on the screen.
Yes.
Today, we have mentioned them many a time. This is a core of gentlemen. You're in the Liza Lockamora, maybe Gentlemen Bastards. These are the homies from the one, the only Bricked Up Book Club. We have joining us today David Flores, Max Aguilar, and Tim Picciotti. Boys, welcome. Men, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
What's up?
This was supposed to happen a few weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
But, fate just said no, not that day. It wasn't because, being ill-prepared or, not knowing your craft. I blame it on fate.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a lot more prepared that time.
Yeah. when you said third book, I started panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't let you know that, Max. They wanted to see how you would react on camera.
Just do one of these.
And Max is gone. To the audience, we mentioned these guys at least once an episode.
Usually. A shout out.
Shout out. Tim has assisted us on one. We only went live once.
Yeah, we went live once. Yeah.
Tim was basically our
He was our audience.
Our audience.
Absolutely.
He fed that episode, which we very much appreciated.
Next time we'll double it. We'll have 2 people on.
2 people. My mom. Guys, thank you for joining us today. I do have. We'll talk a little bit about how this club formed, but we always start the top of the episode off with, checking how we're all doing. So, Cristiano, you want to start us off?
I'm fucking dead. I was up to like 3:30 in the morning. So over to you guys. Are you stressing?
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah. Fuck you.
I am actually feeling much better.
Yeah. This shit works.
Yeah. Hair. I guess it is hair of the dog. That's how it works.
Whoa, you guys were partying last night?
My cousin released an EP yesterday, and so he had a little bit of a get together, and I was out till 4 a.m. and set the alarm for 6:30, and then 6:35, and my eyes opened at 7:32, and panicked, but my mouth was dry. I thought everything was gonna come up, but I feel great now.
You're too old to be out till 4 a.m.
Bro, 4 in the morning.
I absolutely.
4 in the morning.
I know. My cousin.
That's today. 4 in the morning is today.
My alarm went off at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. My cousin the night before, Alex, shout out, had done an all-nighter in not preparation, but because the night before it technically released at midnight. So he met up with a couple other musicians, and they were out all night. And I told him, I was like, at this age, hearing the word all-nighter makes my body hurt.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna
what
feel
I
it
was
for a
feeling
week.
then is what I feel now. So,
The fucking punishment.
yeah.
But anyways, how are you guys doing?
Good. We're here.
Better than you.
Yeah.
Not Max. He's fighting dressers.
Oh yeah.
doing the fatherly duties.
Hey, bro. I was well rested for it. I feel like I beat the shit out of that dresser, and that's good. So
Yeah,
we're okay.
you got it done. Core memory made.
Yeah, she wasn't there for it. She could care less. I thought it was doing something sweet. Yeah.
She actually doesn't like the handles, so
Yeah. She's like, I don't care. All right, sweet.
Alrighty, let's do a couple of these get to know you questions so our audience can get to know the guys. Timmy, what's been your favorite read this past year?
This past year,
Yeah.
probably The Road to Tender Hearts.
Yes.
That's good.
It's been
That's a good one.
my favorite read by far. I think it's just got everything, and it's got a lot of feel-good moments, but also kind of tackles a lot of really cool aspects that I think are tackled generally in books, but just done differently, with like grief, for instance. And also being a parent, I think I can connect a lot to that situation. So yeah, I was really surprised by it. I had gotten off a reference of a different like TikTok video of a person I follow, but definitely that one I would say has been my favorite read so far. But we still have a month. I don't know.
That's true. We still do. You're at how many books this year so far?
I think I just finished my 73rd or 4th.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, it's been insane. But next year I'm not going to do I'm literally just doing 24 books. That'll be my goal, but because I want to do bigger books. Like, I feel like if I set my stuff down and start reading Strength of the View, for instance, it would, had I read that in the middle of the year, I would have felt like I wouldn't be able to hit my goal. Like, I'm just such a slow reader, so it kind of affects that part. And my head was like, oh, I want to hit that 75. I want to hit that 75. I want to hit that 75. So I think it was just too much pressure, but I want to read like bigger, chunky sci-fi series books.
When C.S. Fritz was on, Casey was on, he said that his goal was typically 75 a year, and I was just like, dang. I just hit 52, and I wouldn't have hit 50. I've done 52 in the past, but not like that was at the end of December that I hit that. But I know that if it wasn't for the book club and then this podcast like pushing me to do those, especially entering fatherhood, I was like, I do not know how you get these books in, especially reading them as physical copies.
I get some time. Like, I literally have to make the time for it. I usually leave like an hour and a half early to go pick up my kids and just sit in their parking lot at the school and just read a book for an hour and a half.
I love it.
And then if I have time after work, like if I do my stuff and I have like 30 minutes to kill, I typically bring my book. So it's just all about forcing to make that time.
That's good when you have a good book. When you have a shitty book, oh my God.
And put you in a slump
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
What would you guys say your most gifted? What book do you most gift out?
Oh, what was that one? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's called
The Bible.
I knew someone was gonna make that joke. The Bible.
What is it called? I can't remember. Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove.
Son of a bitch.
I give Lonesome Dove out.
Damn it, dude.
Every time anyone's like, what's a good book? Like, or if I don't know what to get someone, I know they're a reader, Lonesome Dove. for sure.
It's just
If I don't like the
it's
person, I
really
give
the
them lump sum dub.
characters.
Exactly.
You just,
Yeah. No. Yeah, I do that.
they just never leave you. The characters, they just never leave you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were there characters in that book?
I just saw. Side note: I just saw a review of somebody giving it. It was in their top five, like it is in everybody's top five. But they said that that book was so action packed.
What?
Action packed. I don't know. I
I
was like, okay, swipe. I
yeah.
don't can't trust anything you say anymore.
No.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the downfall for books are sick.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
called him
fuck
out.
it.
We've
Yeah,
called him out
catch
on
some
here.
beef.
Not like now. I actually call we do love his content, but that I've called out the Lonesome Dove recommend on everyone. I that is my not hot take, but it seems like a hot take for book talk and bookstagram and all that.
I think realistically, it's Road to Tender Hearts now. Like
Fair enough.
realistically, I'll refer that one because I love that book. That's probably going to be my favorite all year. Um, Dungeon, I usually refer to people if I think they'll dig it, or Martyr. Martyr is probably the one that I just told someone to read when we were at uh, the book club at Crossrouse. That was I referred that to someone, and someone had already heard of Road to Tender Hearts, and they were like, "Yeah, that book's sick."
Martyr
Those are probably the
was a
two.
great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of our favorites. That was last year, right? We did that, or is that this
Yeah.
year?
hmm
It's like the
I think
first
that was
quarter of last year.
Yeah,
yeah,
Those are
Max's
Third
first pick.
Max's
third
great
pick.
came out swinging and missed ever since.
One hitter
No,
quitter.
Yeah,
no, that's not
when you
true.
have a hit, bro, when you have a hit, that's all you need, bro.
No, I think you also chose Recursion, and I really
Oh,
enjoyed that
that's
book.
right. I like the Recursion too. I always forget about that book.
Recursion's great. The ending is just like they fucking drag it though. They drag it a little bit. I was
Oh, we did
talking to
say
Stratton
that.
about that. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the Recursion could have ended um when she killed her assistant, or not she when her assistant died, and then there's like this extra part at the end where they the government gets a hold of the technology. She has to keep killing herself to go back in time and fucking spend 33 years building up a relationship to fail again, and they do this over and over until the book ends. And I was like, so cinematically, I can see why this was written. Like as a film or as a TV show, I can dig that, but as a book, it kind of drags out the ending a little bit. I don't know what it really adds to the story at that point, but it was great. I loved it. I love anything that's time based.
Yeah, I always forget. I always forget about that book. There's certain books that stick with me a little bit more, and I think what is Road to Tender Hearts definitely did that. Maybe it is because I'm a dad too, but it's just the main character reminded me of someone I knew or know, and so it's kind of weird. This person that he never talks about this stuff, but it's like almost the same dude. Uh, and what is it? To kind of have that character in the book expressing feelings that you're like, oh, maybe this guy, like this is how this guy feels, but he just never talks about it. That was like, and the cat was cool. That was like the coolest
The
cat.
cat was cool.
And I don't like cats, but that was like the coolest cat ever.
Pancakes.
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 Which
I
is a
think that's
better cat though?
I think that's
Princess
my,
Donut or pancakes?
I mean, Princess
oh
Donut.
shit, that's
I mean,
tough.
I'm not gonna
That's apples
disrespect.
and oranges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna disrespect Donut on Dungeon Crawler Carl Day, bro.
Yeah, Donut announces her kills.
Yeah.
David, what about you? What do you typically gift out?
Gift out? Man, I don't know that I gift
I
out anything for books.
giving shit.
What is that? Oh yeah, I guess I did gift that one to you.
You gifted out
That
3 of these.
that's true. I guess that's my number one then because I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great one.
Do you guys have like
Nope.
a comfort read, like a book that you go back to
I think for me it would probably just be Harry Potter, just because it's sick and
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole
nostalgic,
series, or
and
like a specific book?
I think for books, I think Order of the Phoenix I like a lot, but
Yeah,
I mean the whole series, like you could jump into any of them, I feel like, and it just feels good.
for sure, 100%. For me though, is Order of the Phoenix the one where he does Septum Sempra? He fucked up Malfoy. Is that where he did that?
I don't
I th-
remember.
I think so. I think it's book 5 or 6 where he almost kills Malfoy with Snape's. With Snape's. Oh no, it's the Half Blood Prince. There we go. Never mind. Sorry. So I think that's
Oh
mine.
yeah,
If I
yeah.
had to go back to Harry Potter book, it's probably that one or Goblet of Fire.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
What do you read that after?
Yeah. Mm.
Max is
Any other
like,
comfort reads there?
I
I'm
was
like,
on that book right now, dude.
bro, I was right there.
20 years
um,
in the making.
yeah. Uh, damn, what is a comfort read for me? I don't know. This book club got me back into reading. I didn't read nothing before this. I was reading Goosebumps a lot when I was little, but that was it.
Fire. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
Goosebumps. I love it.
We
Yeah.
almost did Goosebumps. We will do a Goosebumps book one of these episodes, but there
dude,
was with the
I
last
had
2 weeks we almost did.
I had like I had just about every one of them, and I would read them. Dude, I took so much care of these books, dude, because I was like, I never had. It was like I had a whole collection of them, bro, and they all got tossed in like a move or something on accident or whatever. Now they're all cool again. But as far as comfort reads, I don't know, dude. I read a lot of comics and graphic novels too, so I know that doesn't count, but I read all that.
Counts.
Sometimes
It
I'll read
counts.
the same thing. The Watchmen I read probably like once a year,
Great.
or uh, what's it, Mr. Miracle. I'll read that stuff just because it's easy and it's a good story. It's like a great story. So that's probably I'm not there yet with the comfort reads on actual books. Maybe Road to
That's fair.
Tender Hearts, maybe just because I really like that book. That was a great one.
Side note, R.L. Stein is doing an adult horror book. I think he's doing
Uh-oh.
it next. I think it's next year.
Oh yeah, I checked
Adult.
that out.
Yeah, because like
How?
most of like the Goosebumps are geared towards like kids, obviously. But
So
he said he's making like an adult horror one.
Did you
it's
order
gonna
a pizza?
it's gonna
Did I
actually
order
be
it?
scary.
I don't know if it if there's like a pre-order thing. I just saw a little clip of him talking about how he was going to make one geared to adults. So
Mm.
that would be cool.
It'd be pretty sick.
Alrighty. Well, I did want to talk a little bit about the formation of the Bricked Up Book Club, formerly known as the Cute Boys Book Club. Was that originally our name?
I thought we weren't gonna tell anyone about that, dude.
I think it was the Cute Boys.
We went through a couple iterations, but
Yeah, the
originally
Cute
I think it was the
Boys.
cute.
But yeah, I for our audience, I think actually it's only fair, Tim, if you want to let us know how this all came to be, because I only know it from my perspective, but as the one who kind of headed this all, the one that did head this all up. How did this come to be?
I saw Max's wife had posted that she was a part of this Old Rose book club, which I was really jealous of in the sense of like I'm not down there, so I can't really be a part of anything cool that everybody gets to do now. And so I had posted on Instagram on a story. I said, "Who wants to join a book club?" And nobody had really responded. I had only gotten likes,
Yeah, I
you can
hearted
just
it.
like, huh?
I was like, yeah, I liked it. I
So
hearted
like,
it, and I was like, and then
there was 3 people. It was you three, and
Mhm.
then I said, because I wanted to get into reading again because I hadn't read since probably high school, if I even read in high school. I can't remember.
Mhm.
And I just would reach out to all 3 of you, like, hey, like, are you serious about joining this? Because this would be cool. And I
I do
remember,
remember that.
yeah, and we were funny enough. We were supposed to have a fifth person, but they didn't have an iPhone, and it was going to make
That is a
all of
deal
that,
breaker.
huh?
That is 100% a deal breaker.
Green bubble.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't know how you would have done it,
Yeah.
So we passed on that, and it's been, the core four has been great because it splits it up perfectly for months, since we tackle a book a month.
hmm
But yeah, that's basically the gist of it, how it all happened.
And it's really, I mean, I've been in book clubs before. Y'all are in different book clubs as well. If it's a smaller group, I mean, I think if it's a larger group, it's okay if people aren't finishing the book or whatever. Like, some people won't show, whatever. But when it's a small group, like the other book clubs I've been in, it's really easy for that book club to fall off if it's a slippery slope. If one person doesn't finish a book, or is like, oh, I can't, my schedule's not gonna permit for me to meet this month or whatever. We have gone month after month without missing knock on wood, without missing a meetup, and without ever doing it without one of us. So that's something that I'm like, I think that has kept this whole thing going. Is not, I don't want to use such a strong word as accountability, but the fact that like we're not, willing to meet without the core four.
I think none of us want to listen to all the shit
We're
talking
worried
that would
about it.
happen if one of us missed
Or
one
is late.
or didn't finish a book.
Yeah. I was really trying to make it heartfelt, but at the end of the day, that is true. That is
Well,
exactly what the reason is.
you can say
There's a
it's
lot.
heartfelt in the sense of like we're in a group chat together, and we constantly are, not constantly every day, but we're writing to each other pretty often. And
Yeah.
then when it comes to regards to meeting up and stuff, we're always making sure that, hey, does this week work out for everybody? Does this day work out for everybody? What time works out for everybody? Because I think we all want to, talk about the book in general, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing with book clubs, it's a commitment, and there's a lot of people who love reading or like reading or wanting into reading, and the only stopgate at joining a book club is the commitment.
Yeah.
Right. I read a lot, and I've never joined a book club literally because it's a commitment, and I got enough commitment in my life. I got a fucking long-term girlfriend. I got kids and shit.
Fiance.
Whatever. I'm not
Uh-oh.
French, man.
Uh-oh.
Damn, she ain't gonna like that.
Uh-oh.
All right.
One.
Past
Not
tense.
anymore.
These are the parts that you edit out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you just got kids.
Got kids.
You freed up a lot of time for that book club, dog.
Right. I'm about to join one now.
Yeah, we're full, but I'm sure you'll find one.
Yeah. Wait, do you have an iPhone? Never mind. I was
No. It probably won't work out.
Make it an odd number.
Yeah. Yeah. I also enjoy the fact that, our books have always been, none of them have been in like the same theme. It's a roller coaster every time someone chooses. And there've been some downs.
I was about to say, that was my next question. Like, have you guys ever had a bomb? Like,
Yeah, lonesome though.
Yeah,
We've
that's an
heard
inside joke.
this gets brought
Every
up
meeting
every
we have
meeting.
not gone.
It's
There has
brought
been
up within
one
3 minutes
monthly meeting
every
that
time.
it hasn't been used as like the bottom line standard or just to take a piss on.
We're just not smart enough for that book.
Yeah,
I'm okay
I
with
think
that.
it's just meant for a different audience, and
No, we're not old enough for it, dog.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to sound like an ageist.
Bro,
Either.
it's just crazy how loved that book is. But I think if you go into it with the wrong, like when when everybody says, "Oh, it's the greatest," this is the
Yeah.
greatest book of this specific genre. This is the Western book to read. You think of it like when you think of a Western. When I think of a Western, I think of a shoot 'em up. Like I want action.
Mm-hmm.
I want the good, the bad, the ugly. But this is so. It's a slow build, and if you like watching a movie for 4 hours, just the one character, with
And
a
nothing happened.
sprinkle, with a
I
sprinkle of action
talked
near
about
the
like
end.
beans for like 15 minutes.
Well, let's not talk
I was,
about
Yeah,
dude,
it.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you
this
beat
book.
me to it. I
Why are
was
we
like,
wasting the time on
man.
this? God
See?
damn it.
It's a
Put me in a
cancer.
bad mood now.
That book is a cancer.
No, but there is
Ugh.
another book that was a really hard book to read in our book club that in general, and it was the first book that you said,
Oh yeah,
which was the
that
fucking
stupid ass
boy in the
book.
cage, boy who was
Yeah,
The boy,
raised
in the,
as a
the,
dog.
the
that,
boy who
It
was
yes,
was
raised
the
like
the
a
boy that was
shit or
raised like a
something.
dog.
and you said you were like, I read this every year,
I have not read it
every
since.
year,
It's a
I have
great
not
book.
read it
Read
since.
it every year.
every year you read that book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause
you're
you're
a
a
fucking
dad.
father now. That's why.
The
Yeah.
craziest book.
I have talked about this on the pod. We don't,
We were a little upset.
rightfully so. Rightfully so. I actually
oh,
brought
cool.
this up.
How could this story get worse? Oh, how about the next story? Oh, okay. Well, how could that story get? Well, how about the next story?
I think you know what it
It
was
just
too. What pissed me off a lot about that book, Stratton,
Yeah.
is because I didn't even really know you yet, and you hit me with this shit, and then I was half like a couple of the stories. I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude? Why is he telling us to read this book?" And then some of it, I was like, "Oh, this fool, he's trying to be smarter than everybody. Like he's trying to be like, oh, this is a therapist book or whatever." And I was like, man, I was pissed reading that book. And then when you told us you were having a kid, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You're
He's
having
gonna
a
get
kid
it.
now. You don't have kids. Yeah. I threw that book
Yeah,
away, I think,
yeah.
or I
That's
threw it
fucking
somewhere.
hilarious.
I don't know if it was in the
I don't.
trash. I don't think it
I don't
landed
have
in
it
the
anymore.
trash, but I tossed it.
You should read it.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank
yeah.
you.
Don't
I feel like I
don't
read
read
it
it.
just now.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, if you want to be
I think
sad, just
I think to
fucking
this
read
day
it.
this it is the only is it the only nonfiction that we've done?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
believe so. We
No,
had a couple.
Lapvona was
Stardust.
real, right?
Lavona with your dirty grapes.
I think the grape scene has been real for you, but I don't know about all of us.
That's a Thursday night
Nah,
for me.
he
Hey,
lived it.
bro, what are you gonna do?
Pause.
I'm into what I'm into.
No, we had a couple books. I think the only other one that was kind of like historical fiction was that Grimish book, which had
Oh
some sort of
yeah,
history, but wasn't so
That's true.
nonfiction.
I didn't like that book.
Yeah, I don't think I'd catch that one.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that book could
It
have
could.
had
Yeah,
potential. We already covered this. We already talked about this a year ago. Let's get on to the fucking
Yeah.
what we're here for. Some motherfuckers got to work today.
Oh shoot!
Okay, so yeah, so the plan. If we want to jump into, oh, sorry. Before we do that, let's do between the lines. Got to follow Stratton's fucking outline here. Okay.
Yeah, well, he's about 30 minutes behind on that right now.
So we do a recurring segment, as you guys probably know, called Between the Wines. Sometimes we'll fucking switch it up and say words with whiskey, something with tequila, whatever, something catchy and shit. Today, in honor of Dungeon Crawler Carl,
Princess Donut,
Princess Donut,
Beatrice.
we are drinking
Man, fuck
Dirty
Beatrice.
Shirley's.
Oh, you guys got Dirty Shirley's? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you got the memo.
Man,
Don't
shut
act like you
up.
fucking didn't.
I was putting a dresser together, dog. Got time for this shit.
Hey, my guy had real work to do this morning.
Yeah.
I was trying to work a screwdriver.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah. So, next segment.
You want to do plan props, really?
No, we don't have to do
Okay,
that one.
thank you. No, let's skip the plan props.
We could even skip
Let's jump straight into
5. Oh no, the
micro synopsis. God damn,
synopsis.
we're fast forwarding, not.
There's too many pages. Okay. It's too many pages. Yeah. Who made
that
this?
outline? Straighten.
You want to do this one, or you want me to do this one?
Go ahead. You wrote this shit.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. I was just gonna see if you want to do it. All right. Our micro synopsis: Carl and Princess Donut enter the Overcity, where the dungeon shifts into an open-world metropolis filled with the undead, political factions, and hidden doomsday weapons. Carl's inventory becomes the most dangerous ticking bomb in the game, As quests escalate and betrayal lurks behind every NPC, Carl and Donut must decide if it means to survive in the world designed to broadcast every death for entertainment.
Scary.
Running Man.
What?
That movie's coming out.
Oh.
I want to see it.
But it on the drive-in today, it reminded me. I was like, oh yeah, this is peak Running Man situation. Hunger Games comes to mind, where we're gonna broadcast this.
The Maze Runner probably more than Hunger Games.
But no one's watches the Maze.
People are.
Is there a broadcast on that?
There's no fucking podcast on it.
No
but
broadcast.
Oh, broadcast.
I'm sure there's not a podcast.
It's gamified though, right?
Yeah, but there's no one watching. I'm just saying at the end of the day, my example's better.
Okay, whatever. We'll go with yours. I fucking hate
Dude, I
Hunger
feel
Games,
real
so I try not to
uncomfortable. You
reference
guys are
it.
arguing.
Oh, that's true.
I try not to reference Hunger Games.
Yeah. You know what should be televised? Red Rising.
Yes.
Max is the only one here who has not read it yet.
Wow.
It's on his TBR.
You're missing out, bro. You're missing out.
That's what
You know
everyone
he'll like
says,
it.
man.
We know he'll love it. But yeah, I just don't want you to spoil anything for Red Rising.
Yeah, don't spoil anything.
they know.
Thank you for letting me know, man.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
was
you guys
this
can spoil
close,
it. I gotta
man.
go
I was
get
about
a
to tell you some
charger.
good
Give me 1
shit. You
second.
would have got into it, man.
No, he wouldn't have at that point.
Sometimes you need a good spoiler.
No, you don't. There's never a point where you need a good spoiler.
So I watched I wish I never do, but I did because fuck it. I watched a review for this book
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately turned it off because his first critique was, I hate that they went into an open world. And I was like, that's actually what I liked.
Yeah.
The fact that you like every level is a different vibe. You know, you got different things to conquer. I didn't want to stay in a fucking dungeon for 18 levels or some shit, whatever the case. So I enjoyed the open world scenario. It kind of made it like RPG-ish.
Yeah. New
Right.
map.
Yeah, new map. It deepened the stories. It introduced a lot more like characters. So for sure, I think that this was not an improvement, but it was a great sequel to book one.
Mm-hmm.
For starters. No spoilers there. See, guys, easy. All right. Author insight.
But you want to spoil
I
it.
do. Because what the fuck are we doing if we're not spoiling a little
It's
bit?
such a weird kink. It's such a weird kink.
So I'll jump to the author insight.
Yeah.
So Matt Dinniman is the creator of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He originally serialized online and later picked up by Ace Books. His lit RPGs mix satire, dark comedy, genuine pathos, whatever the fuck. Come on, bro. Genuine pathos. In Carl's doomsday scenario, Dinniman expands the universe, higher stakes, more world building, and a sharper edge on the line between spectacle and survival. You write so cinematic,
I try.
you know?
I
It's
try.
almost like you're an actor or something.
Almost.
But anyways, if I put into like the homie breakdown, I feel
Yeah,
like
homie
doing that.
breakdown.
This is a cool book. If you like video games, if you like RPGs, if you like, I guess D&D, this is a book for you. And to be honest, it goes deeper than like your basic fantasy, where you get into like these deep character traits, right? So Carl, he has this crazy backstory. Even Princess Donut, she's an integral part of his story, right? And you learn a lot about him, his girlfriend, because Princess Donut's not his fucking cat. He
Yeah.
actually stole the fucking cat, which I thought was hilarious running joke. It's not really his cat. But yeah, I think that what Matt Dinniman does with this story as it progresses throughout the books is like chef's kiss. He doesn't leave anything behind. A lot of times, like when I'm reading like a series that have a lot of books, they tend to leave a lot of cliffhangers and loose threads.
The worst.
The worst. And so I think that's one of the things that he's the best at is like tying in and tying up loose threads. Everyone's story fucking makes sense. Everything's hilarious. And then there's still like a weighted feel to it, right? Like Carl really is trying to save the world.
Mhm.
Like that's actually what he's trying to do. And it pisses him off to that running ticker of like how many people are dying and all this other shit. And I think that there's actually a lot of heart to this book. As funny as it is, as fantastical as it is, I do think that for people who tend to stay away from these kind of books, this would actually be the perfect intro to a lit RPG. If you're not into like gamified kind of things, I don't play video games, I don't whatever. This is a good one because especially like reading it is okay, but I would say do the audiobook because they have a bunch of fucking voice actors. I don't know if you guys have listened to the audiobook yet. Insane. So for sure, I definitely think that this is a book for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. As far as the lit RPG, have any of you guys read any other lit RPGs?
What the fuck are you
I'm
laughing
laughing
at,
because
Tim?
you could hear like I know he got a dirty Shirley right now because
I
we
heard
could
the
hear
I heard the ice.
you could
Yeah.
hear you could hear
Bro,
it
chill.
clinking.
No, no, for real. My phone was dying like at a
Oh,
really fast rate for some reason, so I had to go get it. I had to go hunt down a charger. My bad.
oh, you're good. Um,
I don't think I've read any other lit RPGs. I'm actually like I don't think I'm into any of that stuff that Christian just
that's not the
mentioned. Like I
aspect
don't
that
play
you
video
like about
games.
the book.
I Yeah, no, well, I mean,
Mhm.
I guess I do to a degree, and never knew it because I talk shit to Tony, our coworker, all the time about liking all that stuff. But one thing I will say that I don't recommend this book to everybody, and I usually tell people that if you don't have a sense of humor and you don't like weird shit, you're not going to be into this book. Like I actually told Tony told me to read it a while ago. I was like, I'm not going to read that book based on the
Yeah.
name because it sounds stupid. And based on principle, I'm not gonna read it. And he's like, dude, just try it, just try it. And I read the first one. It's incredible. It's like one of my favorites. I have so much fun reading it. But if you aren't into silly
Well,
shit, you're not
as
gonna like it. And that's aside from all the other aspects of it. Like I obviously like that stuff
yeah,
because I love these
as
books.
audience, um, uh, David and Max are amazing tattoo artists. So in the world of tattoos and illustrations and everything, when you guys originally saw those OG covers, is that one of the biggest turnoffs because it looks like AI
No,
generated
I
or
loved it.
No, I
I love
love
really?
that,
those
bro.
things. They're incredible because they're so goofy and like they're fucking awesome. They're really cool. But it's like you look at it and you get the vibe already and like reading those books and referring back to those covers like it just they just match even though the hardcovers that we have like those catch the vibe as well but those ridiculous early paperback ones are
I want
fucking
those so
they're awesome.
bad.
I love them. Yeah,
I
I think they're
want
insane.
posters of that. I
Mhm.
Yeah.
love that shit, man. I love how illustrative it. And honestly, you so the first cover for the first book, like every cover for the books for sure, but like that's a perfect representation of the book. It's
Yeah.
like you see how the cover looks, you see how what's going on, you see that's Jesus with a Uzi or whatever. That's the book you're getting. You're getting this stuff. And I showed my son. I showed my son the cover. He was like, "What are you reading?" I was like, "Oh, it's this." And he's like, "What? What's going on?" And I was like,
Are you
"It's
okay?
just, yeah." He was like, "What's the cat doing?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Princess Donut just doing what she's doing." He's like, "Who?" Like, it's perfect, man. I wish I had posters of just the covers. If I can't get my hands on the books, I want, I want like posters or art
Oh
of that
hell yeah.
shit for sure.
Yeah, I like that. So I won't lie. So when Stratton and one of our other coworkers,
You don't even have to mention him because I recommended it to him
okay,
too.
okay, whatever. So in my
God, I
original
hate
memory,
that.
Bryce recommended it, but according to him, he fucking told everyone. So
I did.
whatever.
You can ask
I'll
Bryce.
give you the credit. I'll give you the credit.
As it should be.
And
I
I
don't
won't
know, man. I
lie.
think
Like my,
Stratton referred it.
I was maybe like, after like the first day or two. I remember coming back to work. I was like, "What the fuck do you have me reading? Like, what is this shit?" And then the following day, I was like, "Oh, I'm into it. Like, it's hilarious. I get it." But as David said,
Yeah.
bro, it's if you're not into like crazy shit, you're not gonna. It's kind of loopy. Like the stuff that happens.
I mean, I think right off the bat, the
It's
hoarder,
outrageous.
the foot stuff, like the smack. Yeah, I think all that could turn some off
The foot stuff
real
is
quick.
The
insane.
foot stuff is fucking crazy, bro.
It's so funny. It is
It's so
so
Just
good though.
good.
it makes I think it's got such a good reference of like a lot of pop culture stuff
The
that
pop
a
culture,
lot of
yeah.
Hmm.
people probably wouldn't expect it to be referencing so X show or whatever it is, you're just like, wow, I did not expect that reference, but you get it. You're like, oh, okay, like that is a perfect reference. Yeah, I mean, it really is incredible. I have no problem recommending this book to literally anyone. I mean, I think if that person by chance doesn't like it, I just think, you don't know how to have a good time.
They're stupid.
All right.
Yeah.
And Tim you just finished book 6, right?
I'm caught up. I finished book 7.
Oh, you book
Seven.
book 7. That's right.
Damn.
All right. So if we had to do top three real quick, I want to
Wait,
hear.
not everyone's even there.
Oh fuck.
No, you can do top three.
Okay.
I'm not spoiling anything. Top 3 for me.
You can't be trusted. That's all I'm
5, 3,
saying.
1.
Wow, 3 is on your list for top 3.
5, 3, 1.
Wow. I would probably say 5 is my number 1. 6, and I'll throw 1 in there because I think it's such a good series starter for it.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 1.
Actually,
I'd say
516.
516 for me.
Yeah, I would say 516 for me as well.
But I will say all of them are incredible.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
that's so
Oh.
insane.
5 stars all. Also, I did
That's what
pick this
that was
for
gonna be. I
my
was gonna
book
lead
club
it
pick.
in. I was gonna give
I
you,
did start
give you
this
the
out,
roses.
bro.
Yep.
Come on,
Just
It
so
was
you know,
David. It
I got
was
a pretty
David's
good track
choice in
record.
the book club.
He didn't write the book, fool. Chill out.
I know I did it. I wish I did.
Oh man.
He introduced it.
Yeah, I mentioned Zach on the podcast before. Zach had recommended it to me months before, and he's one of my boys. I should have listened to him. So when David brought it up, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's been on my TBR for a minute." And then we read it, and then I just didn't stop reading the ones that I just
Yeah, you did.
kept going.
Yeah, you finished like the next
I finished the book
5 in like
book
a
5.
month.
So yeah.
Is everyone
Yeah.
just reading it, or are we audiobooking it too? Because I'm audiobooking it,
Yeah.
and both really, but audiobooking mostly.
You know my answer.
I've done I've read most of them, and then I think on the 5th one I did immersion reading or whatever. I did both simultaneously, and it's awesome. Like because they'll say some wild ass names, and you're like, "What the fuck
Oh,
are they saying?" But when you see it in
Oh,
print, you're like, "Oh,
that's what
that's how
that
you
is.
spell it." Like that's weird. It's
there's
Trying to go into the
yeah, it's awesome.
Matrix, fool.
yeah.
I can just see the camera spinning around you all fast while you're reading.
As far as so did you not do an audiobook 1 through 4 at all? Yeah.
Who me? I did some on
So
for this one. The last little part of it, I
so
just
just
did
reading
audiobook.
it straight through, did you catch how like I don't want to spoil shit, whatever, not in the spoiler section. But
Yeah,
the AI, did you catch like how the character was growing or changing like while you're reading it? Do you have that same feeling reading it? Because like in the audiobook,
Yeah.
it's very noticeable.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to exactly. Because
Yeah, I think
because
so.
if you listen to book
Yeah.
1 or even book 2, Jeff Hayes does the voice. It's almost super similar to Carl's. I mean, not exactly, but it's like slower paced. And then once you get into book 5, well, I mean probably sooner than 5,
Yeah, for sure.
without anything, it starts speeding up and it's a higher pitch. So that's why I was like, there's like little
Gotcha.
things. And then like book 1, Princess Donut doesn't yell really like she at all in the audiobook.
Well,
Then
that's funny that you say that, but I have noticed that like in book 2, for instance, the reason why she's yelling so much is because they're in the chat and it's
the
cap lock.
cap locks. Yeah.
That's why. But I will say I'm one of those like readers. I was just talking to my neighbor about this because they asked me like a series of questions. They told me to like close my eyes and if I could picture this scenario, which I never thought of for anybody else. But when I read a book, it plays like a movie in my head, and it doesn't happen like that for a lot of people, I guess. So when they say they read a book, they just read it's like just words to them. But everything in my head is just like ticking. Like I can play that thing out perfectly.
I
I
think
didn't really find.
yeah.
So I told him about this. My fiance, see, we're back together.
Back to it.
My fiance, when she's
Got
one
that
of those
text.
people where she can't imagine what she reads, and it blew my fucking mind.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, well, reading's fucking boring then. Like I can see why you don't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I don't get it. Like how people can it just doesn't picture. They're just like, oh yeah, it's just words. I'm like,
Would-
what
Well,
do you
that
mean it's
that's
just?
that's the other thing too. Like, that's the same thing with like people inner monologue. Like when I read, like
Mm,
no audiobook or nothing. Like when I just read, um, I don't necessarily get a movie as much as I get like frames. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like little pictures of what is
Mm-hmm.
described, and it's so fast. And I think it's just because I started reading comics. It's just like picture, 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 sound or whatever. Same thing with like the audiobook. The audiobook, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just now I have more pictures because reading the book, it was hard for me to be like, oh, this once I got the cadence and the voices of Carl and like Princess Donut, it was easy when I was reading it to figure out who was talking, how they were talking. They
Mm-hmm.
probably put more emphasis on this word. They're probably upset. It kind of helps me in that regard because I have to have something. I even read out loud sometimes. I do my little finger like I'm in the 5th grade and I read out loud to myself. I'm sitting on my tummy with my feet up reading.
Like a popcorn reading by itself.
Tim, you were what was your teacher's name? I was in Mr. Zajac in 5th grade. You were Weezen? Oh no, what was
oh
Weezen?
yeah, Miss Weason.
Miss Weezen, that's right.
Wheezing,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was an elderly lady.
Yeah.
and
I,
her
I
last name was Wheezing.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was her or my third grade teacher, random, but they spanked me in the middle of class one time.
That's crazy.
bro.
I can't
Bro,
remember.
get that
Did you
money.
fucking grow up in the fucking
What?
'60s or what?
Trauma. Yeah, I was just. I remember.
You
I
just
remember
said that
that.
on a podcast.
Yeah.
Did they pull your
No, but
pants
they
down?
bent me over their. They
Was your
bent me
ass
over their
out?
leg and spanked me in front of
Did you get a
the no
ruler? A
hands,
ruler or the
dude.
hand?
Just
Oh,
I
bro, you don't say that on a
yeah, I
podcast.
doubt that was Weezen.
I could have been. I don't remember which teacher it was. I that
He's
Right.
yeah
blocked it out, Scranton. Chill.
to trauma.
Yeah, why you
Fucking
trying to get
little
all the?
Wheezy over here spanking
Yeah,
little
Trent's
I,
Timmy.
over there
I
trying to
only
get
I
all the
only brought that
details
up
so he can put it in a
because
spank bank.
I was going to talk about my trauma with my 5th grade teacher, but now it seems like nothing.
It's pretty trivial.
Because
Oh,
because Mr.
ooh, I
Zajac
don't
would
know.
finish my sentences, but I guess that's worse. So anyway,
Yeah, no,
fuck me,
Bro, you
anyways.
for real got spanked by your teacher?
for real. I for real did.
Dude, that's a different
Oh,
podcast.
I feel like they have
Hey,
they
I'm
have a
gonna go ahead
commercial
and
for
say
you,
it.
Tim.
You probably needed a few more of those to fucking act right.
There's a
I
class
was
action suit out there.
It would have
I
been a
was a
little
pretty
different
bad
now.
kid. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know if it resulted in me getting spanked in front of everybody. But it is what it is.
I can
I think
see
I
it.
I could
I think
see
I'd rather be
it.
slapped than spanked.
I'll slap the shit out of you. But your butt is different. I've had teachers try to
Your
hit me
butt
before,
is
but not my
different.
butt, fool. Yeah,
Um,
nah.
all right, let's get to the meat of the episode. I know we got a timeline here.
We
I
just
think we
got to
just
the
got to the
meat.
meat
Yeah,
of
I
the
know.
We
episode.
got to
Literally,
all the
someone
meat.
did.
Him getting spanked.
But yeah, here on the Margins Podcast, we have our segment called Five Hard Questions. This podcast, we do not, unless it's Lonesome Dove, review the book as much as reflect on the book and its themes. So instead of giving it, star rating or, 1 out of 5, as we do in the Bricked Up Book Club, we ask ourselves these questions, and they have different themes. It could be about friendship, marriage, fatherhood, all the things about life and the correlating
Instinct.
themes of the book. So, especially when it comes to like these fantasy books, it's interesting to pivot and
Oh, yeah.
apply these.
They pick out like the running themes that are like real life
Mm-hmm.
and then apply them. So it does honestly adds like another degree to what we're doing and reading.
Yeah. So these questions don't feel like you can take as much time as you want, but also don't feel like you need to. They're supposed to be like shoot from the hip, not exactly rapid fire, but just straight out the dome, I guess. So question number 1: in a game that keeps changing the rules, what does enough look like to you right now? The dungeon never stops throwing new twists and winning is only temporary. This question is less about victory and more about your personal threshold. What 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 is balance, feeling, or overcome signals to you that you've done or you've needed to do?
Why are you
Did you all
questioning
see
your
me
own
get lost in
questions?
that? What balance?
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Oh,
In that
that's what
question.
What balance, feeling, or overcome signals to you?
Dude, you
Look,
can read the questioning on your face while you're reading the question.
Should we just stick with the first part?
I would
think
stick
the
with the
second
first part. Fuck the second part because I don't know what happened.
We're gonna
next.
cut that. No, we aren't.
The
We'll keep it
AI.
in.
The AI. The AI.
Damn,
helped you.
Professor.
Yeah.
Leave
definitely
it
helped
in.
me out.
Leave it
I'm
in.
about to Mr. Zajac your ass and finish your sentence.
Yeah,
Let
I
me pull
know.
up the
Literally. So I'm glad none of you guys did. So I won't have to spank you.
You're getting spanked every time we see you now, bro. Oh, crazy.
Just
Okay.
tapped into my brain of a core memory I don't remember, and now
I
it's
know.
forever.
That's what we do here. So yeah.
In a game that keeps changing the rules, what does enough look like to you right now? Honestly, in my old age, mid age, whatever age, whenever the fuck my comfortability leaves the room, I'm leaving the room. So like I can be out having a great time in a room full of people dancing, drinking, and then my inner monologue says, "Hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going home. I'm not telling anyone anything. I'm going to fucking leave." So it's all about comfortability for me. Like as I got older,
The man who has no FOMO.
I have zero FOMO. I don't give a fuck. Like, so yeah,
Really?
I will leave the room.
That's a superpower, bro. That's a superpower that you can learn and you can or be born with. But I'm not quite there yet. I'll sit there and suffer a little bit just so I have something to bitch about to the person who invited me. To the person who invited me out, I want something to kind of be like, "Oh, see, I told you I was gonna have a horrible time."
That's fair.
Similar to finishing
Oh
alone
my
stuff.
god,
Same thing.
I'm gonna fucking spank your ass, dude.
Yeah, what about you guys? Anything come to mind? Also, don't feel because there's the 5 and there's 5 or 6 of us. No. Look, I can't even count today.
5 of us.
5 of us.
Still drunk from last
don't
night.
feel like every answer don't if you don't have something, we can definitely have a move on. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that question is. I don't even know how to answer that.
Smart.
I'm still into that. I feel like I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't know what enough looks like yet. Maybe it was a couple months ago or a year ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the game is definitely changing for sure.
Question
Still trying
number 2.
to figure it out.
All right, so we'll jump to question number 2. Stratton, don't fuck me up here, man.
I'll try not to.
All right. The dungeon makes people team up with the unlikeliest allies. What's harder for you? Asking for help when you need it, or trusting someone when they offer it too easily?
Ooh. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think this is like, I don't know if it's like a guy thing.
It is.
It has to be a guy thing, right? Like, this is tough both ways.
Asking for help for sure. That shit's lame. I hate that. It is, bro. It's not lame because people are like, why do you need help? It's just usually you're supposed to just sit there and figure it out. But that's probably the hardest for me. I don't mind like when people help me, I'm like, oh thank God. Like if people just go out of their way and they're like, hey man, like what's going on or whatever. I'm open. I'll tell you whatever. But I don't ask for help. Nah, dude. I hear that little inner monologue voice that sounds like my dad going like,
bitch.
fool, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's a
Bro,
Mexican thing, I feel like. But it's probably across the board, but I already I know where you're coming from already, just
right.
based on your dad.
We've talked about it too. Like, bro, my dad can barely walk, and I'm like, dude, do you need help? And he's like, fucking, I know.
Bro, I'm fucking run a mile
He's
right
like,
now.
why? What are you gonna do? pick me up? I'm like, no, pick your fat ass up. I'm not trying to pick your fat ass up. He's like, oh, okay, well then what are you doing? Just get the car ready. I'm like, all right. So obviously I'm a lot more grown, but I would say asking for help, I've done it before, but it's weird. It's still weird for me. I don't do it.
I like that. I like that answer. That's
I would
facts too.
definitely say I would say the same thing, but I offer because of that. I think when our kids were born, I had struggled so hard in general. Um, I kind of make it a point to reach out to like even friends that I know, are in the bedhead space. I almost typically am always reaching out to like those who I feel like need just some reassurance to know somebody's in their corner. Um, so I constantly reach out to them, and again, if they don't want to talk about it or they don't need anything at the moment, I kind of just chalk it off and hit them up in a couple weeks just to make sure everything's cool with them. But I don't know. I think I would be more prone to accepting that if somebody had reached out to me and said, "Hey, is everything cool?" versus asking for somebody, even though I feel like even now I'm probably more in tune with like my emotional needs and wants and stuff.
That's like an age thing too, right? I feel like you get to a certain point where you're just like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm just tired. I'm gonna ask somebody for help. The other thing too is I feel pretty privileged in the fact that I have a pretty cool circle of people around me. So that's always like on the shelf. Like that's at least that's there. Like maybe whatever you're struggling or doing whatever. I feel like knowing that that's always break glass in case
Hmm.
fucking mental breakdown or whatever. If I have a good circle of people around me, that's usually that's like best. Like just to keep me fucking solid and joking around and shit. Damn, this shit is strong as hell. I'm over
It
here
is
telling my
strong.
feelings.
Can hear it
Where'd
clinking.
you
How many
get these
glasses you
questions
got
from,
over
Matt?
there?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's just vodka. I don't know.
I think it's vodka
Food
and
Food
coloring.
food
coloring.
dye.
I put daiquiri. We didn't have any soda, so I put daiquiri in it.
Mm.
It's pretty good.
Alrighty. Question number 3. Carl and Donut survive by compensating for each other's weaknesses. In your relationships, friendships, marriages, team, how do you compliment someone else? And how do they compliment you?
Oh man.
Dang, this one's Dave's.
Yeah, you ain't getting me on this one, bro. I gave you enough already. Where'd you get these questions? Full from that fucking The
Well,
Boy
yeah,
Named as a
seriously.
Dog book or something?
The boy, yeah, exactly.
5. Who touched you? Anyway.
Come on, Dave. What do you think?
Wait, what's the question one
Yeah,
more time?
yeah.
Give it to me one more time.
So Carl and Donut survive by compensating for each other's weaknesses. In your relationships, whether it's your friendships, marriage, team, work, how do you compliment someone else and how do they compliment you?
Man, I don't know. I guess it depends on how strong the
Yeah.
relationship is, right? So whether it be with my wife Chelsea or my friendships at the shop, like I mean, I've worked with Max for like 9 years now. I've been with Chelsea for 10. Like you get to know each other so well. I think you kind of engage what the other
Hmm.
person needs at times, and you just kind of pick up the slack, and they do the same thing for you. Um, I think it comes down to just knowing the other person. Like
Yeah.
obviously Carl knows Donut, and you know, he picks up the pieces where need be, and vice versa. But yeah, build a strong relationship, and all that kind of
I
falls
think
into
it's
place. I
crazy
feel like
that the whole picking up the slack isn't in everyone's like realm of possibility. Like you meet those people that are like, "Well, I did my part." And like that's it. There's no like awareness. Yeah,
that's not a
exactly.
strong team right there. That's a team that's not going to
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
last, or friendship or relationship or
Yeah, you got
whatever.
to think too. I see people at the shop almost more than I see my wife
Yeah.
and the kids for the most part. Yeah.
And
So
kids.
when I get home sometimes, like I'll leave early just so I can at least have an hour to watch a show or whatever. And also, I got teenagers, so they're like, I don't even care. Like, I'm upstairs
Yeah.
playing, Ghost of Tsushima right now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get this in before I say what's up to you. And yeah, I mean, it's all about the team, man. That's I think what it is. I wish I hung out with everyone more because once I figure once we have like the team is solid, dude. Saturdays are like some of my favorite days because everyone there is like fucking super dope, and Thursdays are cool. But yeah, it's just having that team, dude. Knowing when to ask and shit like that.
Hmm.
Awesome, awesome. You want to jump into 5?
Yeah. 4.
4?
Yeah, fatherhood. Oh, is it? Did I do 6?
Yeah, you did 6, bro.
No, that's because that one's not a question.
Yes. Okay,
That's
whatever.
a description.
Okay. Anyways, dungeon rules change without warning. As a father, what's one moment when you realize the rules you grew up with don't apply anymore, and how? Sorry, and you had to improvise on the spot.
Damn.
I mean, everything's changed
Yeah,
from
it's
when we
all
were
Yeah.
kids,
different.
right?
It's different.
I don't know. I think we're probably all close to the same
Yeah.
age, I would assume. So
I think
shit's just
every
different
day
now.
I have like that recollection hits me like, oh shit, it's a different time. I gotta deal with them. I gotta meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think
dope.
I was just having a conversation with this about my brother actually about our dad, and I was just thinking that my dad's a little bit older. He's 76, I think now, and in the time he grew up, it was a lot different. Like, and compared to fatherhood, right? I don't take anything away from the fact that I think he wouldn't do anything for us, but I think there's a lot of disconnect when it comes to trying to make a connection with your kid. He was there to provide. Like, I feel like that was his sole purpose, was I'm going to provide. But it was, I remember not particularly wanting to ever say anything to my dad because I was afraid if he was going to be in a bad mood. And again, like, I used to get spanked a lot by him. Like, I would get reprimanded a ton, even if I was like 5 minutes late past curfew or something, or something bad happened and I would just get belted like nonstop. Um, and I would never do that to my kids, like, ever, based off of that. And I think that times have changed where I have, I would talk to my mom and my dad would go, I found out my dad had only changed one diaper in the entire time. All four of his kids were born as babies, like, it was basically my mom running the show. And that to me is insane. Uh,
Nice.
so I just think, it's kind of what you do, kind of recognizing the wrong and then adapting and growing from that. But I'm also a lot different. My kids are nonverbal autistic. Like, our day to day needs and day to day wants are literally all across the board. Like,
Yeah.
there is
Do you have more
not
stuff?
not a
I, I gotta help my mom carry
All
something
right.
not
real
a
quick.
single thing that isn't typical, I guess.
Yeah, man. That's I don't know, man. That's a crazy question. Because I feel like everyone, especially now, like even what we're doing right here, this shit, that's not what you did.
Nah.
My
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
dad didn't say anything. My dad didn't say nothing. But I do feel like my relationship with him now is 10 times better. He wasn't bad. Like he hit me like twice, and that shit was lame because you didn't know how to do it. You used to like put me over his knee and spank me and go, "Don't do that again." And I was like, "Man, shut up." My mom would beat me up, so I was like, she was the one that laid the smackdown on me or whatever. But it's so funny because I've had this conversation before. I think my dad not saying anything and just providing was what he thought he was doing in a positive. I look at him now and I'm like, oh, you still don't know what to do. And I think I'm doing everything. Well, I don't think I'm doing everything right, but I'm a lot more open. And I don't want to fall into that, like, oh shit, like, hey, I'm asking my kids about their feelings, you know, I'm picking them up, I'm talking to them. They're gonna have their gripes too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I'm missing something. But at least I think the thing that's really important, especially when you have kids, is trying to notice things that no one else notices, whether you have an open dialogue with them or not. I don't have, like, my middle son, he's very like me. He's like, you know, if something's bothering him, you got to kind of get it out of him, or just distract him. Oh, check this out, and just be with him. Don't say anything, because that's weird. Don't talk to me about shit. As far as, like, as a parent, I don't know, man. I feel like we're all just kind of flying by the fucking seat of our pants, because there's no book. They give you books, but those books on
Fuck
nothing.
those books.
They're not. Don't ask. Like, I've gotten advice that's some of the worst advice ever. And, you know, like, when you have kids, everyone's like, "Oh man, you know, enjoy your sleep," and, "Oh man, enjoy your money." And it's like, bro, that's the least of my problems. I don't sleep as it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I have, you know, 3 kids that, you know, they're dealing with life now. I'm over here like, dude, my childhood was Nickelodeon and fucking nothing. You know what I mean? They got phones and they have to deal with school, and everyone has a fucking camera, and if you get in a fight, you get your ass beat. That shit's on in 4K on a website. Like, that shit is crazy. That's the crazy part. I don't know how to deal with that. So the only way you can is really just have, you know, try to be aware of it and try to read the room a little bit with them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm jealous. You got a baby. I see babies all the time now, and I'm like, man, I miss when they were little like that. Because
Wish I had a baby.
yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I don't have that anymore. Now I just got a bunch of stinky teenagers that know jujitsu and wrestling to try to
Mm-hmm.
beat my ass every time they get a chance. You know, like,
I will say I got to the tattoo shop that these guys work at, Old Rose Tattoo in Temecula. They also host apart from the book club, they also have a beer club, and I was able to make last week's, yeah, it was a week
Last week.
ago. Yeah, last week's meetup, and I got to see these guys with their families, and to always give roses, you know, now instead of later. It is great seeing you guys like with your families and the way you interact, and that you're like men of your family. And I know you're in the same boat because I know you as a person. But Max, especially talking to like afterwards when we were hanging out over by your guys' table, the way you interact with your kids was like, especially older, is not flawless, but it just seemed like a natural conversation opposed to forced. You see dads trying to talk to their kids. I've seen the our fathers try to make that connection.
you
And
didn't see me flip my hat backwards and be like trying to rap with them for a little bit.
so yeah, I love the change that you guys are trying to make.
All right. So, sorry, I had to run.
So when I go to the potty,
Had to run to the potty. But I'm glad I came back and we're still talking about the fatherhood thing. Did anyone here read My Friends?
oh, I don't think, no, they haven't
No.
read it yet.
If you liked
Mm.
Tender Hearts, you would like My Friends. And I only bring it up because when I reread this for this episode taping, that's what came up when I like with Carl, his dad, that relationship. What popped up in my head was actually the relationship between the father and the son in My Friends.
Oh yeah, I
And
see that.
like I think that whether you had a great dad, not so great dad, my dad was non-existent, so whatever. But like I think that it has a really impactful like push on your life. I think that we have a generation of great dads. It's not because the generation before was bad dads. It's because the tropes that they had, like speak and don't what's let's say be there but not be heard or some shit. Like kids should be there but not heard, and like there's like a lot of shit that just don't exist anymore. Like my kids are loud as fuck all the time. They hang out. They do it. They stay up late.
We've talked about that
Like-
TikTok trend of like, oh, can you finish this line that we grew up knowing, and
Right,
they don't
exactly.
know it because we don't say it anymore.
So the trope was like kids should be seen and not be heard.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And we grew up in that kind of era, which it's kind of non-existent now. I don't think that there's a lot of people doing that, and if they are, they're not on the internet, so they'd be fucking thrashed. So I do think that made like a generation of great dads, like for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I feel like everyone I know, even when I was like an apprentice, the people that were my age that were dads, they might have been scumbags like in their real life, like when they were outside the shop or they were getting in trouble and going to jail or whatever. They were still like with their kids, they were really, and other people's kids, they were like very in tune with that. And I feel like that's something that was real weird to me, because I was like, man, is this fool crying? Like when I had my son, this big dude that used to come to the shop, he was massive, and he was like, this fool was just getting fights all the time. I'd go into the shop and they'd be pulling glass out of his knuckles. Like he was just a monster. He would just go fight because he was mad at whatever his dad maybe, I don't know. When I had my son, we brought him to the shop, and this fool was just so like intrigued, and he just started like crying. And I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, chill out. Like, I didn't even cry like that
Chill out.
when he came out. That's fucking weird. But it's also kind of dancing, and it's funny too because I feel like some of that DNA of your parents is it. I started sounding and saying shit like my dad does. I never said that shit before, dude. My dad, I used to think he didn't like me, but he just always knew I was gonna do something. Like he was always trying to keep an eye on me, and his version of watching me was like he's gonna do something sneaky. So every time I tried to do something sneaky, he was there. He was like right, like I would open a door to think I was gonna go smoke or something. He would be in the fucking room, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I have that now, and I don't even know how I have it. It's just like a spider sense where I'm like, oh, like I feel like Batman in some regard. Like I know what these little criminals in my house are gonna do.
Because you already did that shit.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the thing. And he grew up in TJ. He was poor as fuck. He didn't have, his dad, was great, but I always trip on shit like that. I'll be sitting there at beer club. We're at beer club or we're at Quiggle's house, and Quiggle will tell me all the time, bro, I love watching you just trying to enjoy yourself. I love watching you try to enjoy yourself. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I watch you just get eyes on where your kids are and snapping. I'm doing the snap. I'm
Bro,
like, hey,
I noticed that the first when I met you in person for the first time at your art show. I noticed the whole time we were all standing in the circle. You were just
where are my kids at?
Where are they at?
Are they breaking
Clock 'em,
stuff?
clock
Are they
'em.
okay? Yeah, talking through my teeth and shit, snapping at them. Hey, knock it off! Don't do that. Grabbing them by the arm, taking them into the park. Like, hey, don't do that. Yeah. That's all in my DNA. I don't know. I didn't have it. I didn't act like that until I had kids. It's funny.
Mac
That part
was saying this, but his kids are good as hell.
Yeah, it's all.
Gotta stay on top of them, man.
Dude, you would think I fucking hit them, and I don't. I hit my kids once. I think I hit Gavin twice.
Bro, you don't want to put this shit on recording.
Wait, hello.
I didn't punch him, fool. I didn't punch him.
Yeah. Throwing coloring
You
books at him.
discipline them. You spank them on the butt. They were still like they still had
Wheezy.
diapers. Yeah, and I was like, bro, I didn't wheezy him, bro. I didn't wheezy him. I didn't do all that. They didn't get wheezy, but I was just, and it doesn't work, and it made me feel bad, and then it cost me money because after you do shit like that, or even if you yell at them, like when you raise your voice,
You gotta
I
get
would,
a lawyer.
bro, I would go to Target later and be like, hey, you want to get something from the toy section? Like, and I'd buy all the toys up and shit. My kids would walk out of there looking like fucking Cyborg and Superman and shit because I would buy them everything because I'd feel bad, you know? I didn't have that shit. My mom would drop kick me into a picture. Fucking, she didn't care. And I had to pick up the glass. You know what I mean? That was my upbringing. I couldn't do that to my kids. I can't jump kick anybody, so that's already out the door. Like, that's already out the window. Nuh-uh, man. That's funny. That's a good question.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to. I have to have you send me these questions so I can ask my wife
Guy.
what she thinks I said.
I already did. It's in the group
Yeah,
chat.
he already did. Shows how much you read.
That's where he got the questions.
Fuck.
He said,
She's like, ask him
That's
why this
spit take.
motherfucker can't put a dresser together.
Yeah. Question 6, Max. What's going on with this dresser?
You put the knobs on backwards. That's so funny.
All right, so next we're gonna jump to the deep dive discussion.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll make it quick. I know, David, you got a first appointment's 11.
First appointment's 11.
So what's your timeout? You need to take off now, or I'm going soon.
No, I do like 25.
20
20
okay.
minutes.
He lives 5 minutes from the shop.
That's probably 8. It's raining right now. But I am supposed to get beer. It's my turn for beer club today.
so 12.
Max is like,
that's
go now
right.
then.
Yeah, make sure they're cold,
Yeah.
dude. Don't be bringing no warm ass beers.
I'm not gonna dominate.
All right, so deep dive discussion. Really, we just line out the themes that are in the books, and we kind of delve deeper into them. Whereas 5 hard questions is more about how we ourselves are aligning with these themes. Deep dive discussion kind of goes deeper into the characters, the plot, etc. If you want to bring in some personal aspects, no problem. So in deep dive discussion, we have might as well fill me up too. The dungeon as a spectacle. When does entertainment become exploitation? Class system, forced identity performance, Carl and Donut's relationship, which is obviously quite absurd. It starts absurd, then becomes something in between loyal, codependent, right? They introduce NPC, which I'm not sure because I don't want to spoil shit, but the NPCs don't develop that far in this book. They just introduce them.
It's more so
Like,
Carl realizing that he has
that they're
there, and then also how he feels about that thing.
Got you. So let's just take those themes right there, and we can discuss those right there. We can start with the NPC thing because I think that's probably the most interesting out of the group. Did you guys have like a "I'm here" moment? I feel like you have like 3. By the time you're our age, you have like 3 of these bitches, right? Like where you look in the mirror, like, oh shit, I'm driving this Gundam. So for me, that's what I think about with the NPC thing. I was 24-ish when it was like 3:30. It was late as fuck. I called the homie. I'm flipping out. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to deal with XYZ, this person. And he had to tell me, like, hey, man, you got to relax. You got to realize the world is full of people, NPCs. Like, not everyone's going to think like you. Not everyone's going to be like you. But you have to figure out how to navigate between these people. Don't superimpose your thoughts, your feelings, your experience on everybody. And before 24, that shit was not in my playbook. Like, everyone has to meet me where I'm at. And so that's kind of what I got from reading Carl and his, like, I'm here moment with the NPCs in the world of Thunder Carl. Other things that we said, dungeon as spectacle, entertainment becoming exploitation. I hate all that shit. You guys get to do what you like. You guys love tattooing and stuff, so it might be a little bit different for you. But, like, I'm always thinking about work, and, like, I like work to feel like a symbiotic relationship where I'm giving something, you're giving money, whatever the case may be. So I'm not giving some. Whoa! That was crazy. I'm not giving something. I'm giving work. Okay, I'm working
I
here.
wasn't
Oh,
gonna
that
I
type of
wasn't
work. You be
hey, I wasn't
working
gonna
it, huh?
I don't
Pro
judge, bro.
bono.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
weird
okay,
time
man.
right now, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not judging anybody.
2025, dude. Relax, man. You're working, you're
Live your
working.
truth
You
and
know what I
shit.
mean?
Yeah, you need to relax, bro.
But so this is something we talk about because obviously me and Stratton met at work,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes at work you get into this relationship with your boss or with your coworkers, and it's just like, I need this from you. You owe me this, and it almost feels like it creates a negative relationship. Everything becomes performative, and work becomes a drag.
Transactional.
Yeah, it becomes very transactional, and so I feel like the older you get, the harder you try for that not to be your everyday life. For you guys, Max and Dave, I know you guys doing tattoos. Is that something that you guys encounter? I'm not probably not because you're kind of doing what you're wanting, but I'd like to hear your take on that.
I don't. For me personally, I mean, I love tattooing. I love being at the shop. Um, yeah, I mean, sometimes the tattoos it's purely transactional. We don't always enjoy every tattoo we're doing, but we are there to perform a service, and we are there to make our customers as happy as possible. Um, so I think that I don't know. I think it's probably a little different for us. Like, I mean, tattooing is still tattooing. I like doing tattoos no matter what. You're not always as stoked as you are for tattoo A as tattoo B, but you also got to understand that tattoo A means something to that person and tattoo B means something to that person. And they both expect you to put in 110% on and on that tattoo. And that's kind of where we're at. I very rarely get bummed at the shop on stuff like that. I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to have my job, but it is still a job at times.
Yeah, you don't bring home to work and work home. You just kind of
Um,
separate.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm pretty good at separating stuff. Um, I think like what I bring home from work is more like physical. Like I'm just fucking tired all the time, and
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we
it's way more stressful on your body than you would think. I know we're just sitting there all day, but like my hips are killing me from like sitting all day. Like, so that probably puts me in a bad mood and whatever. But
David and I
I
talked
bring
about
that home.
this. Yeah, David and I talked about this at the beer club. Because I have a buddy who's a dentist, and I reached out to him. I was like, dude, I just was sitting here thinking about it. I like, do you get do you have like a massage therapist that you go to like weekly or monthly? And then when we were at beer club, I told David, I was like, oh, you guys must be the same. Why are you doing that? And he was like, I should be, but
Yeah, that's why I'm limping all over the place. I'm fucking
yeah.
hurting. But I also just don't take care of myself, so which is a problem.
Yeah, that's that's that Mexican thing. Maybe I don't know.
Part of it.
No,
We don't
it's
want to go to the
stubborn.
doctor.
It's
We don't want to go
stubborn.
to the doctor. That's a real thing. That's a real stereotype. That's true. I'll contest to that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I do get bummed out sometimes with tattoos, but it usually has nothing to do with the tattoos as much as it has like you know. Uh, it's a lot more mainstream, so people come in there sometimes and they want to get tattooed, and you're like, cool, let's do it, and then all their idea isn't that cool. Fine, that doesn't bother me. It's whatever. It's usually pretty easy, but it's when people think they know more about what you do and what you've spent almost 20 years doing because they saw Ink Master or they fucking their cousins homie tattoos. That's when it bums you out, and depending on what kind of day you had prior to coming to work, as professional as you can, some people get less strikes than other people. Some people get like 8 or 10 strikeouts, and you're just like, yeah, man, whatever,
No,
I'll
I'm
do
leaving in
this.
20 minutes.
And then some people, you get one strike, and you're fucking out, and I'm done. Obviously, I don't freak out on anybody, but That's probably the most of it. And there's a little more pressure too. Like, I mean, it's not brain surgery or anything, but like I don't think about it as much. But sometimes when you stop and think, like, holy shit, dude, you're putting this on this person forever. I know they got lasers and they can take them off and all that stuff, but like this is like this is on someone forever, and it could be the tiniest little tattoo that has to do with, like, you know, their brother dying or their son missing or whatever, and you gotta like do it good and hope to God that when you do it and you say, all right, you're done, you did great, go check it out, go take a look in the mirror, that they're not sitting in the mirror for 10 minutes looking at this little tattoo and you're like, what are they doing,
Yeah, crying
what's
for the
going
wrong
on,
reason.
what happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird shit like that sometimes that takes you out of it, but overall it's great. I love tattooing.
I never thought about that. That's pretty cool. So like if you're doing, you know, someone's son died and they come in, they you know, they ask for a name or, you know, whatever the case may be, there's more pressure doing that tattoo than some, you know, random
Dude,
person coming in.
it gets fucking heavy, man. Like me and Max have both had it, but you know, people will come in. It might be a walk-in or an appointment, whatever, and you do all the prep work and you draw and you put the stencil on, and they just drop the bombshell on you that, like, you know, little Johnny just passed away from whatever. And me and Max being, and a lot of the guys that we work with are our fathers. Uh, yeah, dude, like I feel like we get fucking emotional, but you can't really show it. And then you got to do a good job because this person is going to have this tattoo fucking forever to commemorate this terrible thing. And it, I'm never stoked to do those in the sense that, like, it is a lot of pressure, but I am always happy to do them for the person because it's, you know, they're going to have that with them forever. And I mean, like, it's heavy. You don't see, I don't know, you don't see that side of it being a tattoo. Everybody thinks we just do cool tattoos all the time that, like, you know, a Reaper or whatever, and like doesn't mean anything to anybody. But there's plenty of ones that me and Max do, and everybody at the shop does, that are like way more heavy than that. And they usually tell you about it, and I think most of us kind of feel the same way. Like,
Yeah,
happy to
when
do
that
it,
when that
but it's heavy.
when that person leaves too, everyone in the shop's like, bro, what did you hear? And they're like, yeah, we heard what it is. And it's always like their first tattoo, you know, or something like that, so they don't know what to expect, and they're sitting there, bro. I've had people just last week, the lady that came in, it was three ladies, two of them are getting matching tattoos, and I think Jade did the mom, and they were all related. She had just lost her son or whatever, so that's already heavy. And she said it, and you got to kind of play that thing where you're like, you're not dismissive of it. You're not like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But you're also like, oh man, you know, I'm
Give
sorry,
its
that
moment.
sucks. But then let's figure this out, because I don't want you to sit in that, because she was literally like, I went up there to go size something up or show her something, and she just started crying. And you got to sit there and be like, I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna go set up. I'll be right back. I'll let you figure this out. I gotta go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you gotta
crazy.
like Homer Simpson into the bushes for a little bit in the most polite way ever, because that shit's rough, dude. That shit sucks. And then it kind of bumped. And then that was the first tattoo I did that day, and I
Damn.
was like,
Damn.
dude, this is nuts. Yeah. And then you also, I mean, side note, I ended up tattooing the sister and the niece after that, and the sister was hammered, kept going to the car, taking shots of champagne, coming back like pretty drunk. So that also adds like she's going through something, she's dealing with shit, and also she's drunk, and she's like kind of being difficult. So that's it, that weighs on you a little bit, but we're kind of used to it at this point, you know.
That's fucking tough.
It is.
Yeah. To still
It
have to
gets tough
perform, it's
sometimes.
crazy.
Yeah, sometimes.
It is not always like that. Our
No,
job
that's
is 98% awesome all the time. Not saying that those parts aren't awesome, but it's taxing. It's hard.
Tim, you missed the shop.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tattoo, but
No,
I
I know.
miss the environment of it. I like to
Yeah.
go in there and hang out for the days that I'm there, if I typically can. Um, I just miss everybody there, pretty much. So
Yeah,
that's
we miss
my.
you too.
I like to go there. I like to make it always a point, like on all my trips. I don't mind missing out on seeing some friends, but if I miss out on going to the shop, I get really bummed. And I don't think I have missed out on it, even if it's for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Well,
Mr. Butt, dude. Mr. Butt Cheeks.
I'm sure you do.
typically we do a spoiler section. If there's any that you guys are like dying to talk about, we could definitely do that.
We don't want to
Obviously-
keep you guys. I know you guys.
Cristiano, do you take the reins of this one?
Yeah, be careful.
You're talking
Max,
about this
plug
whole
your
time.
ears.
I am the serial spoiler here.
Yeah.
Well, but
Also,
you're talking
Are you
strictly
talking
for
about this book,
This
right?
book.
We're not talking
yeah,
in the
this
future.
book.
This
Oh,
book,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, good,
Yeah, you don't
call,
have to-
good call.
Max doesn't have to plug his ears up.
So
Yeah.
we can spoil this book and book one. Anything between the first two books. So
Everybody dies.
I'm trying not to go into book 3.
Yeah, he was dead the whole time.
Yeah,
The,
it's tough. 'Cause I
It
think
was
there's
all a
so
dream.
many. There's
It was
so,
all a dream.
there's so many things in this book that I would love to talk about, but I like talking about those specific things because it pertains to future books.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yes.
oh, hey, I really love the introduction or the stuff, to this person because now in the later books, it's become one of my favorite people. Or,
Yeah.
I will say what I really like about the way that he writes these books, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but when he writes, he's done an interview where he talks about like, he's like, I just write. I just write in basically every scenario that I can think of where, Donut dies or Carl dies or this dies. He's like, it's not that it happens. He's like, but I just write it out that way. He's like, so I go through all these different scenarios, which I think is so crazy to me. I'm like, damn, that's so much additional writing you're doing,
Yeah.
But I just love in general how he incorporates and how like, everything is always tied in. I think that is the coolest part because you could be like, you know, book 1 affects into book 2, and then so and so forth.
I love that he was like, I've killed Carl off 100 times.
Yeah,
He's like, I do it every day.
it's insane to me. It's insane to me that like that is your writing process. You know what I mean? That I mean, it's so cool to hear that, but it's so insane to me that you're going through all these different scenarios just for it to not make it. Yeah, I don't know.
I also wonder if it's a situation where he doesn't want to get got by like fandom, where you're like, Lord of the Rings. People are like, well, why didn't they use the Eagles from the beginning? Or newest Superman. Max, I know we talked about. We both enjoyed that. There's that scene I just saw it on TikTok where the villain that was like had the she could like shapeshift in Superman.
The engineer.
Yeah, engineer. Where she was in his like Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, and instead of there's a scene where the robot's coming from behind, and she does this backflip, and then morphs, and her legs turn into her arms, and then her head shows up. And the TikTok was, why didn't she turn around?
Yeah, why did she just turn around? I said it when we saw the movie. I was like, what?
That took so much more time and effort.
She could have went like this.
Yeah.
Like that, and it's different. Yeah.
So I wonder if that's like an aspect of it too. He's like, I need to cover all these bases because if not, someone in this fandom will get me.
Yeah. As a quick side note, Invincible and The Boys ruined Superman for me. Like, I used to genuinely enjoy the shit, and then after I watched The Boys and Invincible, I'm like, yeah, people are gonna die as they're saving them 100%.
Yeah.
Every single time, they're actually killing people. Like, there's no way that Superman comes and, like, fucking stops an airplane and everyone on the airplane doesn't die.
No, they shoot out the windows or they crunch
Mhm.
each other up.
Mhm.
The one in the new one where that big old kaiju's about to step on that lady and he saves her, but he's going like, I don't know, 600 miles an hour, and I don't know, he's stronger than steel. It sounds to me like she would have turned into just a bunch of spaghetti
Mush.
all
Yeah.
over the place, and but whatever. I'm supposed, it ain't real, so I gotta I gotta just not sit there and shrug my nose up.
Imagination.
Yeah, I gotta just go. That would never happen. I just gotta watch it.
Actually, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Is
Actually,
is this book? I think this is the first book that introduces side quests, right?
Yes,
mhm.
yes. So
hmm
side
I think
quests.
that that's really
To be
cool.
honest, quest in general, I want to say like they did. I mean, they took on. It was very linear in book one.
Yeah.
Like they stumbled into like their the neighborhood boss and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Whereas this one, it really leaned into the RPG D&D theme where they're kind of trying to not they're actually trying not to get roped in. I think Mordecai told them not to fucking accept quests.
Yeah.
He's like, yo,
yeah,
don't talk to this NPC. It's gonna start you on a quest. Don't fuck with them.
and that's
And
like the first thing he did.
literally, literally,
He was like, "We have to."
Yeah.
and that ends up being a running fucking quest.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah,
time.
the lead characters I think I think she's technically an elite or whatever her.
Oh, Signet.
Yeah, like the introduction because she's the first one that they do. I think that whole it's weird when I read the books because the first time I read the book, the second time when I was trying to catch up for this podcast, I had audioed it and I had remembered everything that was in the books, but I thought for some reason that specific quest, the Signet one, was in the latter half of the book,
Mhm.
and then it just turned out that it was in the first part.
Mhm.
But there were so many like memorable things of the fight with the lions. I think was super sick.
Yeah.
Um, kind of just that she was ready to sacrifice him to continue on with her quest. I don't know. It's super cool, super
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah. I mean, what I got excited about in this book was that I feel like Carl became more of a like in the first book he was kind of at bay to what was happening to him, and in this one he really started to play the game.
Mhm.
Like he's a player in the game in this book now.
Cause the revolution.
hmm
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cause revolution. He has a fucking nuke in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler. Like he has a nuke now that he's basically holding for the right moment.
Mhm.
And so the other thing is that I really enjoy that he does really well. A lot of times when I'm reading books, I hate when I introduce new characters because sometimes they end up not being that impactful. He introduced a lot of new characters, and they're all very important.
Fleshed out.
Katya, I think she was one of the biggest characters introduced this book, right? Um, what she
Signet.
Signet,
Mhm.
what they mean to the team, what they mean to the story. Hecla, yep. I think this is he. This is like the book where he like, okay, we built the world. Now let's add to it. Let's make it a little bit deeper.
We also got the leaderboard added, and
Yep.
yeah.
So
Oh,
having a skull by your name and
Yeah.
all that stuff, like I think it that really humanized Carl
Mhm.
and Donut, right? Because they both don't want to have the skull. It really humanized them because at first it's just like, oh, it's a survival of the fittest, and now in book two it's really like, actually, we want to make sure that as many people as we can get them to the next floor, and that's kind of that's one of the main things that changes from this book from the first book. Yeah,
It's a great read. For our
great.
listeners, cannot recommend this book and this series enough.
Yeah,
By far, this is definitely one of my comfort reads. It's one that if I'm on a drive or anything, or say I'm in between books or in a slump, I could drop into any of these books on the audiobooks and just be like, it's like jumping on one of your favorite shows. Just a, like I said, comfort read, comfort listen. So yeah, if you guys have not checked it out, please check it out. Guys, thank you for giving us another chance, another opportunity to right the technical wrongs. But yeah, thanks.
We're recording. Right?
Oh, did we hit record? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, could you imagine though? Could you
Dude,
imagine?
leave it in. Yeah, leave it in. Who
Funny,
cares?
I can imagine because
If we were only recording
The
the
amount of
beginning
lost
and
tapes
then
we
after the
have.
countdown is
Yeah.
not recording,
yeah.
that'd be so funny.
But yeah, we definitely want to have you guys back on as a whole again, and then also, when different books come up that you guys have read, we definitely want to have you on as individuals too.
Especially as this story develops, because my favorite part about Dungeon Card Carl are the factions, and I cannot wait until that gets introduced more. They introduce it in this book, but it develops so much more in the later books. So yeah, I think that's going to be super interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you tried spoiling anything.
Max has to keep reading them.
I was close.
I know you were.
I was close. I almost spoiled some shit.
I thought you were.
I know. I was like, literally, we're coming up to the finish line, and you're gonna fucking.
I'm trying.
I didn't hear
I
anything.
thought he was.
I didn't hear
I
anything.
was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Good luck with work today and with the fam. And I'll definitely be seeing you. And then also, we got to do it in person.
What book are you guys doing right now?
It's Max's book.
Life
and Death and Giants.
Yeah.
Life and Death and Giants.
Sounds very interesting. Okay, we got the.
So far,
we'll probably cover it on here.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to plug Tim. I know Tim, you do like some other side stuff on social media.
Yeah,
so.
his TikTok, and he also has
Yeah,
Reddit
I do.
that's active.
I do some book talk stuff. I'm not as active as I'd like to be, but
That sounded fucking crazy too. Just a plug as media people.
We get
plug.
yeah, I mean, I have a book talk account, or TikTok as a book talk. That's what I say, but that's pretty much it. I post my stuff on my Instagram, but I don't really go in depth like I do sometimes on the TikTok.
Yeah, we have a couple solid mutuals on there, and a lot of them actually via Tim too. So yeah, listeners, please check these guys out. Check out Old Rose Tattoo in Temecula if you guys are here in Southern California or you want to take a flight. Gotta check these guys out. We're gonna link their Instagrams on and TikToks in the caption.
Yeah.
So do yourself a favor, check it out.
If you had a recent family member die, you
My
know
guy,
exactly where to go.
Of all the things,
Come see you. Free therapy.
A
you lost a
recent
loved
member
one.
that died. Go see Max and
Go
David.
see Max and David.
But what's funny
then
is
tell them-
I'm just gonna dump all my trauma on them. I'm not gonna let them talk about any of their shit.
Yeah. Hey,
You
this
tattooed
person
him, dude. I had
died.
to
Well,
put together
funny
a
enough.
fucking dress.
Yeah, I remember how that makes me feel.
This isn't my dog. No, it was my dog.
No, it's my dog, dummy. I don't care about your dog. That's funny.
All right, guys. Well, we'll let you go so that Dave can go grab that beer.
Yes.
You guys gonna do was it gonna be a sour monkey or golden monkey or?
I'll give you a sour monkey.
Bro.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right.
All right, guys.
Later,
We'll talk to
guys.
you later.